family, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're well. I hope you are great. Um, so in this video, we are going to talk about how I saved money in varsity. The lighting is changing because it is getting late, but we'll talk about how I save money. It's very important. You see, you listen, ne? Save, not invest. Those are two different things. Saving money and investing money. So if you would like to know how I invest my money, uh please let me know and then I'll film a video on that. But now I'm just going to talk about how I saved money. So in varsity, so the 4 years that I was a full-time student, I managed to save up to, I don't want to say the exact amount, but more than 60,000. Yeah. How did I do it? But the last year was a bit of a struggle. I'll tell you why. Okay, so if anyone knows me, like really knows me, they know that I'm afraid of dates. I don't like dates. I don't, yeah. So I save money a lot. Ne? But recently I started investing my money, like over maybe a year and a half ago. I started investing my money. That's the reason why I say saving and investing are two different things. You cannot put money in a fixed deposit, anyway, in my opinion, in a fixed deposit or a bank savings account and think you're investing. You're not really investing because the risk attached to that as well is very low. However, if you finding other avenues for that money to make you more money, then you are investing. Okay, so mm, what I did, actually, I made notes because, like I said, last night I was just writing things down. So how, yeah. So number one, the first thing that I like to put out there, and something that we can all do, is tutoring. Okay, tutoring does not have to be at the university per se. It can be, you can be an independent tutor, or um sign up with one of these tutoring companies that even like go out to high schools and all of that. So an independent tutor, in a sense that you can find kids around the area you stay, like maybe your res or around. For example, I live in Pretoria, like around Pretoria, that need tutoring, say matric, maths, accounting, physics, whatever you did in high school and you were really good at. Yeah, and if you're someone like me, I enjoy teaching, I enjoy talking. So tutoring for me was a no-brainer. So like I said, it does not have to be at the university, but make sure that if you are tutoring, you are disciplined and you have some sort of schedule, so that you can now differentiate between a time where you can go out and tutor and a time where you need to prioritize your studying, you know, and plan ahead. So say you're tutoring maths, so you need to plan ahead to say, today we will be doing geometry, so these are the things that I need to do. Print out things that you want or send it to the parent to print, and so if you are um working with a tutoring company, then you obviously have to abide by their rules and what happens. But then make sure that the scheduling does not negatively affect um your studies. So that's the first thing that I did. And I mean, when you start out, you might not be making as much money and all of that, but it's still something. The 2 hours you would have spent on YouTube, on YouTube, or doing something unproductive, you could have made at least 200 bucks, you know. And you need to also be disciplined to say, this money that I make is not money for me to spend, I'm gonna put it away. And then the second thing that I did, at the University of Pretoria, we do have mentoring programs and all of that. So the mentoring program that I did, which was under Facet, we got paid. I think we got paid 200 and something as well per month. Excuse me, it was not a lot, but it was something. So I would put that away as well and like save it. And the other thing I did, like capitalize on something that you are good at. So, for example, I love baking and I think I'm good at it, and I got clients. Although I don't bake anymore, when CTA happened, a lot of things just went out the window. So what I would do is that I wouldn't even bake at Ray's. I would go over to like a friend's house, someone who stayed really close to the university, and I would bake from there because it gave me more room and I wouldn't be invading on other people's privacy. Because when you're at Ray's, in as much as you have a kitchen, but you're sharing it, like I was sharing it with 7 other people. So I wanted to make sure that I do not make them uncomfortable by always being in the kitchen. And I normally bake on Fridays or Saturdays. So yeah, that's how I made money. I would sell cakes, I'll sell scones, I will sell biscuits, whatever it is you wanted, and I could bake it, I would do it. That's how I also made money. So yeah, those are the avenues that I made money, like income, right? And then the other thing I did was basically saving my pocket money. So I was part of the Tutuka program, like I said. So we'd receive pocket money and we had a meal card. And I was fortunate to also receive cash from home as well. I know that not everyone has the privilege of getting an allowance from home and all of that, which is okay. You can still save where you can. So what I would do is that since we had a meal card, I didn't really have to use the money that I got. So I would save my pocket money. So I would make sure that, like I said, I am Christian. I would make sure that I contribute towards my tithes, and I had enough cash to go to church for the month. And like I had maybe an extra 2 or 300 that I can use whenever I needed something. And then the rest I'll just save it, right? And the other thing that I did was with my supplies, like your dishwashing liquid, your handy andy, your soap, my supplies, I'd get them from home. So with moms, I know, okay, normally I know situations are different. Like I said, mindaringani, but I know there are moms that still do this. They have those December stock files where they buy groceries, like a lot of groceries. So you'll find that you have 10 dishwashing liquids and whatever. So I would capitalize on that. I'll take two dishwashing liquids for myself, washing powder or detergent. Like I'll take all these things, these supplies with me to varsity. So obviously, because I live alone, there's only so much of that thing. I mean, it won't deplete like it would at home because there's more of people living in the house. So say for example, detergent can last me 3 months, things like that. So I'd always get my supplies from home, which also help save money because I didn't have to spend money on those things. I'll just buy maybe a few things here or there, like sanitary towels, or yeah. But normally at home, like December, my mom would buy like a lot of those because she knows all her girls will be at home. So I'd take them with like whatever is left, I'll take it with me. So that's what I did as well. That helped me save money. So I know that obviously situations are different regarding the allowance and everything else. So what I would advise is that try save as much as you can, but don't deprive yourself of basic things because you want to save, if it makes sense. um but I'll also give you reasons that help with regards to my savings, right? So when I was in varsity, like when I was doing my honors in 2017, I was blessed with a car. So for my 21st slash graduation present was like the present that I was given was a car. However, my parents said you are responsible for everything else regarding this car. We're just buying it. When you must make sure you have petrol, you're paying for e-tolls, although like all these other things attached to having a car. So like now obviously the dynamic changed when I was in city, because now I had to worry about things like petrol and all of that. So my like when I was doing my honors, like my savings in a sense were not, like I was not saving as much as I used to, and I was not really working. I was not doing any tutoring. I was not mentoring. I was not really getting any income other than the money that I was receiving from Tutuka, like my allowance from Tutuka. And another thing that my parents did, they were like, "Mo girl, we give you pocket money." In as much as to me it was a lot, to some people it might have been just like whatever. They were like, half of your pocket money that we've been giving you from first year till now. Like my allowance from home never increased. It just decreased. So they were like, half of your allowance comes to us. So technically you're paying for your car in a sense. So every month I had that responsibility of, it was a debit from my account. So they'll give me half of my pocket money. So it was a deduction, so to say. They deducted it, and I got half of my pocket money and whatever money we received from Tutuka. So I still had my milk card, which was very helpful. If you have a milk card, it's very helpful because you don't really need to buy a lot of food. You can maybe buy breakfast stuff, and then lunch and dinner you can buy from Ray's. So I think that was helpful. And sometimes just eat bread and eggs. Guys, I mean, so the other option that you have at tax, I don't know if other universities have this, is that with your milk card you can choose what they deduct a certain percentage, and that will go to edu loan. I know now they changed the name, yeah, edu loan. I don't know what it is. Fundi, yes. You can, yeah, a portion will go to Fundi. So they will give you like, at the time with me, I think it was 275 a month. Got that Fundi card, and you can buy food from Pick and Pay and all of that. So that came in handy because I didn't have to spend my own cash, so I could use the Fundi card, which they deducted money from my milk card, to buy like breakfast supplies and fruits. So that's how I save money, and I'm pretty sure there are other ways of saving money or making money in varsity, but that's what worked for me and that's what I did. And that helped me a lot to start up in life, because post varsity, there's a lot happening. If you're starting with work, you need work clothes, you need transport money, uh you need, like, if you're going to move into an apartment, you need deposit, you need rent, you need supplies, because remember in varsity you don't have a lot of things, eh? Probably maybe you have a plate, a mug, a saucer, and a bowl, and one mug or a glass. Now you're studying as like at home we say ishumuntani, like a small home for yourself. So um so it was very, love.
Yes, love.
I'm recording.
I'm sorry. I just want to let you know that I'm going to buy charcoal. I'll be back.
Okay, please buy a cold drink.
All right.
Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, you're starting a small home for yourself. So, um, you want to have certain things, supplies, or you want to buy certain things like a fridge. Guys, I'm so proud of the fact that I bought myself a fridge, okay? So it's very important that you have cash on hand. So with me, the reason why it was also important to save, I wanted to feel like I did it for myself. I know my parents could have helped, but I felt like my younger sister was still in school. They needed to start saving up for her for varsity, because the following year she was starting with varsity. um and with funding, we can't say she'll have funding or she won't have funding, because you never know if she's gonna get a bursary or not. So it was very important to help me help my parents you know so that's what I did. Like, I got a place, paid the deposit, and paid first month's rent and all of that. Yeah, so that was very important. And it also assisted, because I said I went to UNISA, it assisted me with registering for varsity. Although the firm I worked for paid me back. You're the real MVP. Yes, yes. So, yeah, that was very important. And another way of saving money, if you are not cohabitating, and other things, because I feel like I should just leave it at that. And what I've realized is that a two-bedroom apartment is actually cheaper as compared to a one-bedroom, a bachelor, if you really compare the costs. So if you get a two-bedroom, you can maybe share with someone. I remember the place that I got, it was like, for a two-bedroom, it was like 5.5 per month, and I shared with my friend. Yeah, it was someone I knew. I shared with my friend, so we'd meet halfway in terms of the rent, and it was very helpful because it meant that I could save a bit of cash as compared to getting maybe a one bedroom where it's like 4.3 or whatever. So if you are comfortable with sharing your space with other people, I would also suggest that it is also a money saver. Okay, although I only shared for 1 year, and then the following year I didn't share and I got married. So yeah, so basically that's it for this video. If you want me to film a video regarding how I invest money and all of that, please do let me know. And I hope this video was helpful as well. I'm sorry about my husband walking in on the video, but obviously he had to tell me stuff and he couldn't just leave without telling me. So with that being said, family, may grace, love, peace, and hope, save money be unto you.